So how do we deal with this? Well, all these functions get shifted around and stretched, and I'll be honest with you, the stretch vertically is okay and shrink vertically is okay. That's pretty easy. The stretching and shrinking horizontally is always, I always have to think about it because it's so related to the stretch vertically. So I'll sometimes gloss over that. This situation though, we don't have to do that. Um, the so I wrote this out earlier. We know that if a is a number bigger than 1, it's going to be stretched out. It's growing faster vertically. If it's a fraction between 0 and 1, it's not going to be growing as fast. And if it's negative, it's going to be reflected around the x-axis. The other thing to worry about is when we're talking about inside the parentheses, inside the f of x. If we have a x plus h, it's going to the left a certain amount because it's minus a minus. Right here, it's that negative, and if it's moving left, that will probably be negative. And then if it's moving right, if it's moving right, it'll always be negative because we're subtracting a positive number. And that'll make more sense, in fact, as I do this example. And then the k, if it's positive, it's moving up. If it's negative, it's moving down. So now, to tackle this problem, we're supposed to move this function 6 units up. So that's like f of x plus 6. So since they've got a lot of 6's here, but for that first part, I'll probably want to write in 6 to the x plus 6, and that'll shift it up 6. Now this axis, part B, we want to move it to the right. So in this case, that's where we're dealing with that f of x minus h. So in this case, we want to move to the right, so it's a positive. So we're going to do 6 raised to the x minus 9. See, that's the inside. That's the inside the parentheses, just like this, because we have got 6 to the x. Okay, and the negative will move it to the right 9. So now for this last piece, we were supposed to reflect it around the x-axis. So this a f of x, that'll have to be negative, and then to shift it around the y-axis, I didn't talk about that earlier, that's inside the parentheses will be negative also. That swaps the x. If it's negative, it turns positive. If it's positive, it turns negative. So we're going to take this f, we're going to make it a negative 1. I mean, you can write the negative 1. And then we want to reflect it, so that'll reflect this 6 to the x around the x-axis. Then shift it around the y-axis, we have to make it negative. And you can go graph this and double check and make sure I'm not steering you wrong, but that's what'll happen. Okay?